Here's the exact game plan for you to make $2,000 in the next 7 days, right? I'm literally going to be going over everything you can do every day from day 1 to day 7. I'm going to be giving you everything, right? So if you want to make $2,000 minimum in the next 7 days, for whatever reason that maybe you want to build a business or you just want it for something, whatever it is, this will help you, right? So this is the exact game plan. And no, it's not some clickbait. I'm actually going to be showing you how you can do it, right? And I've seen a lot of people do it. So this actually works. So first, how are we going to do it? We are going to do it by selling an in-demand service or skill to people who are in need, right? Simple as that. That's how we are doing. We're basically taking an in-demand service or skill that you already have and then selling it to people who are in need. So with that being said, I literally have everything you can do for every day, like from day 1 to day 7, all the way there. So we'll first get into day 1. So for day 1, what you want to do is you basically just want to select a service, right? You want to select either a service that you can provide to people or a skill that you can teach to people. That's all, right? You may already have a pretty valuable skill that people pay a lot of money for, right? You can either teach that skill to other people, which should be a valuable skill, or you can just provide a service to people that would be valuable for them, that would either make them money or improve their health, something like that, right? Because those are the main two things that people would pay a lot of money for, right? So you select those, then you select a market that you can help, right? Once you have that skill or service that you can provide or you can teach to people, you want to select a market that will find that particular skill or service valuable and that service or skill is in demand in that market, right? You have to do that, and I'll show you how you can do that in a second. But that's what you have to do. Next is just basic stuff of building a business. Create a logo, create profiles, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook profiles, just on social media. Then a website, which is optional. If you want, you can create a website. If you don't want that, no problem. It's not really needed, to be honest. But if you guys want to be more professional, a website is something you guys can do. Next is just gaining knowledge. You have to gain knowledge on what your market is, how your market works, how people talk in the market. Because if you take a look at a real estate agent and a fitness coach, these two people talk very differently, right? And we gotta know how they talk so we can talk the same way, right? Because if we don't talk the same way, then they're not really going to buy from us. Simple as that. So then you just have to gain more knowledge about the service you're providing or the skill you're teaching, gain more knowledge about the market. That is for day 1. Now I'll show you guys how you can first select a service and then a market. So first, you guys either have to choose. Do you want to provide a service or do you want to provide coaching, right? If you don't already have a valuable skill, like let's say some people worked in marketing and they know about marketing, some people know about cold calling, some you guys get the idea, right? If you don't have a valuable skill that you can teach to people, something that should preferably something in the health and wealth industries. These are the industries that you really want to target, right? Because these are the things that people pay a lot of money for. If you're going to make someone 10K, then they would happily pay 2K, 3K to you, right? So health is also the same thing. People want to look good, they want to be healthy, so they'll pay a lot of money for that too. So first is service, or you either provide a service or coaching, and the thing is it should be in demand, and then it should be something that people pay a lot for. As I said, something that helps people make money, something like that. That is something people would pay a lot of money for. And then next is it should fix major problems in their life. It should fix something, a very, very big problem that it cannot fix, and you have to go in there and fix it. Next, niche, it just has to have our market, just has to have a high total addressable market, meaning there has to be a lot of businesses in there. And then it should be a market where people can actually afford to pay expensive amounts, and then it should sell high ticket. Simple. All right, guys, so that is for day 1. You're not really doing much. You're just covering the basics, just choosing the market, choosing what you're actually going to sell, and then just gaining a lot of knowledge and creating basic stuff like social media profiles, logo, website, and stuff like that. That is for day one. And then next comes day two. Now, we don't really have a lot of time. Because we don't really have a lot of time, we have to be really fast with our process and really get into acquisition and sign client and make money. So for that, on day two, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be hiring setters, right? People who will book appointments for you. So you got to be hiring those people so they can actually book calls for you, so you can get on calls with prospects, sell them your service, and actually get them on as a client, right? So hiring setters, there's a lot of places you can do. Facebook groups, you can do Discord servers, Upwork, Fiverr, all these places. All these works pretty well. So just choose a few. Once you post out a job, there'll be a lot of them who will be interested. So you just take a few, interview them, see if they are actually first they should be experienced. They should know something about appointment setting, and then they should also have it would be good if they already have aged accounts that they can use for outreach, or you'll have to be buying those. If you don't already have aged accounts, you'll need 3 to 4 aged accounts, right? So that is something that you have to do. But that's just how you hire a setters. You can hire people who already have aged accounts, or you can hire people who don't really have accounts and you have to buy and give it to them. That is first thing you're going to do on day two. Next, the thing you're going to do is getting a lead list. Now you can also pay people on Upwork or Fiverr for this. It won't really cost much. It will cost like $10-15, to be honest. It's pretty cheap. You get around 1,000 to 2,000 qualified leads, people who are actually in your market and people who you can actually reach out to and make money. Or you can use a website called colddm.com. That's a website that will allow you to scrape leads, but it's also a paid website, paid software. So you have to pay for that. But yeah, either way you have to pay. Or if you don't want to pay, you can just either do it manually and get 1,000, 2,000 leads manually all by yourself, which would take a lot of time. But if you are running on no money, then and you can't really even spend $15-20, then that's something you can do it manually. Next is optimizing Instagram accounts. So you'll need to have 2 to 3 Instagram accounts. You either have to buy aged accounts, or if you can't really buy them, just create new ones. This Instagram account will be using just for optimizing and posting content. So what you're going to do is you want to just optimize, make sure you have a good profile picture. I'll go over the optimization just after I finish this, but you got to optimize your Instagram account. Next is warming up emails or Instagram accounts. Depends on what your channel is. So that just depends on what your market is, right? So let's say you're targeting, I don't know, plumbers. Let's say you're targeting plumbers, you're helping them make money with ads, let's say. Then the best place to reach plumbers is by cold calling them, because plumbers are always on their phone. Now let's take fitness coaches as an example. For fitness coaches, the best thing you can do is to cold DM them, because they have their social media profile, they're always creating content, right? And then for someone like maybe a real estate agent or a renovator, something like that, then that cold email would work the best for it, because people like real estate agents are always on their email, they're checking their emails, right? So you got to it just depends on what your market is. So choose your channel wisely. Make sure you research and see where your market hangs out and choose that channel. So if you're choosing either emails or cold DMs, then you got to warm up your email, which will take some time, but you have to do it. Now, once you have warmed up your accounts, next is creating converting assets, right? These are stuff like your pitch deck, because when you get on a call, you need to show what your product is, what you're selling, what your service is. So you create a pitch deck. You can do it on a Miro board, you can do it on Google Slides, just going over what your product is, what you're selling, all that type of stuff. Next is lead magnets. Lead magnets is basically like freebies that you can give to people. Basically, it's offering upfront value, right? So this could be like free documents, free training videos, whatever. Just things that give your prospects upfront value, so they actually know that you're someone who actually knows what he's talking about, not just some random guy from flipping nowhere. So yeah, make sure you create your converting assets like pitch deck and lead magnets. Next comes I'll just go over this optimizing your Instagram profile. So you don't really need to do much. You just make sure you have a clear profile picture, a bio stating whatever you do, what you're offering, bio stating your offer, and then next is 3 pinned posts talking directly to your market, right? These could be 3 reels or 3 carousels, whatever, just giving out value and talking directly to your market, just telling who you are, what you do, what your product is, how it works, all that stuff. So 3 pinned posts talking directly to market. Next is just reels, providing value to your niche, to your market, just providing value and actually letting people know that you're someone who actually knows what he's talking about, right? That is for day 2. Moving on to day 3 is we're going to start outreach on day 3, right? We can't be wasting any time, so we're going to start outreach. We have to be booking those calls. So what you're going to do on day 3 is first you got to start outreach at least, and you have to do at least 200 outreaches per day. This could be cold calls, cold emails, cold DMs, whatever wherever your market hangs out on, you do that, right? And you can, as I said, hire setters, or if you want, you can do it by yourself too. That's fine too. So, but you have to do at least 200. You have to reach out to at least 200 people, but you have to dial 200 people or send emails to 200 people or cold DM 200 people, right? That is a non-negotiable. That is something you have to do every day, and that is an at least. If you want results faster and better results, then you just scale that number to 300, 400, even 500 outreaches per day, right? And next step of day 3 is creating content, right? You create more content, you create reels. You can also create YouTube videos like this, because long form content can also help you to sign clients. So you can create content. Next is, if you have some kind of money laying around, then what you can do is you can start running ads, and these are profile visit ads. So you can start running with literally like $5 to $10 per day. Just do that. If you guys have some money laying around, you can do that, $5 to $10 per day. And if you actually run ads, you can even make more than $2,000 in 7 days, because you will sign a pretty good amount of clients, right? So if that's something that's in your budget, just $10 per day, $15 per day, something like that, then you can definitely start running profile visit ads. Now, these ads are not just some random ads where it tells people to directly book in a call or buy my service. No, we are running these so people can actually come to our profile, come into our DMs by offering a free lead magnet, right? So we get new followers, new engagers, and you can go ahead and reach out to those people and sell our service and book them on a call. Right now, talking about cold outreach and what you can do for your cold outreach, it is literally impossible for me to cover all the outreach types in this video, because that would take like an hour, more than an hour to be honest with you. So what you can do is go ahead and DM me the word DM doc on my Instagram, and send over this video to me and DM me this word, and I'll send you literally the exact DM SOP, standard operating procedure, the exact DM document that I give to my setter. So I'll literally I'll give you that to you for absolutely free. So if that's something you want, go ahead and DM me and send me this video so I actually know where you're coming from. Next, for day 4, again, 200 outreaches per day, making sure you're uploading reels, giving value to market. These 2 are really non-negotiables. You have to be doing outreach, posting content. Then if you're running ads, the ads should be running by now on day 4. And this is like the exact ad funnel that you guys can use, right? So you run top of funnel ads, which will get you followers and will also get people to your DMs via lead magnet. And these also get nurtured with organic content. So from there, you basically have conversations with your prospects. So you either run DM ads where you're offering a free lead magnet. Go ahead and comment this word, DM this word, and send over this free document containing XYZ. That's basically what a DM ad is. Or you run a follower ad, right? So go ahead and follow me and I'll send you this, I'll send you this. You're basically leveraging lead magnets for these ads. Then what you do is, once people DM you, have a conversation with them. Or once people follow you, you start a conversation with all those people who follow you. And you basically find out what their problems are. If they're actually part of your market, you just qualify them, see they can actually afford what you're selling. And then you book in a call with them where you explain more about your service and actually sell them and get them to buy, right? So that is for day 4, right? We've really went really fast with it because we only have 7 days to achieve this goal, right? So we really have to be very fast. Next, day 5, just the regular stuff. You have to be consistent. Daily outreach, at least 200 outreaches per day. conversation with leads. At this point, you'll be having conversation with people who are interested, so you have converse with them, you start booking in calls, and then you follow up with leads, right? People who have shown interest but hasn't really responded, so you follow up with those leads. And that is really for day 5, right? You're really doing outreach, doing all that stuff, having conversations with prospects. Next comes day 6. Now for day 6, you will be having calls booked at this point, because you're already doing at least 200 outreach per day. You're posting content, and if you're also running ads, guarantee you'll start to book a shit ton of calls, right? So at this point, you'll have a few calls booked. So you start taking these sales calls, see if you can close people, and then you follow up with prospects who've left you on red or haven't really responded. Then you make sure acquisition channels are always running, right? Even throughout these days, when did we start outreach? From day 3 all the way to day 7, you have to make sure that you're sending 200 outreaches per day, you're posting out your content. These 2 are non-negotiables. You have to do it every day from day 3 onwards, right? So this is something that you have to do. Never ever take your foot off the pedal on these acquisition channels. Always make sure you're reaching out to new people in your market, and you're reaching out, right? Because that is very, very important. Now, moving on to the final day 7. If you do everything right, if you're sending your outreach, you're posting your content, you're running these ads, then you will be having a lot of calls booked throughout these 2-3 days. And then even if you book 4 or 5 calls, you just have to close one for either a $2,000 per month retainer, or if your service is cheaper, you can do a $2,000 paid in full for like 2 months or 3 months, whatever, right? So that is something you can do. Now, this is literally the whole flipping process that you can use. This is the exact game plan that you can use to make $2,000 in 7 days. And the thing with this is you can even scale it, right? This is a whole business that you guys are doing. So you can even scale it to $5K, $10K, $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 per month, even higher than that, right? So this is literally all you need. You just keep doing the things you're doing from day 3 to whenever you want, and you will keep scaling. You create content, you do outreach, you run ads, and you will be making money, right? Every single day you will be booking calls, so by extension you will sign clients and make money. Simple game plan, guys. So if this is something you guys are willing to do, definitely go ahead. I would highly recommend you, because this is the best thing you can do now to make money. All the other stuff require high capital. This doesn't really require much capital, right? So yeah, guys, that's literally it. If you guys have any doubts regarding this, you can feel free to DM me on my Instagram, and I'll respond to you guys as soon as possible. And make sure you guys check out my other videos, and if you found this helpful, make sure you guys subscribe, and I'll see you guys on another one.